lot of people say it's not about the destination, it's all about the journey. But whoever said that maybe hadn't been to Bruges. So exciting day today. We are on our way to Bruges. It's the first leg of our European road trip. So we're going to be in Bruges for a couple of days and then we're heading on to Germany. But Bruges was probably top of our list when we wanted to do a Euro road trip for a couple of reasons. For my personal reasons, I absolutely love the film In Bruges.
It's in Belgium.
And also it's one of the world's, there can't be many medieval cities around. I'm not sure there are too many. And it's surrounded by canals and we just can't wait to see the architecture. It's going to be so cool. And as well, we like Belgian beer and waffles. So now we've got another 30 miles and then we've got to check into our Airbnb place. And then as soon as we do that, we'll probably head into Bruges. So, so far a successful couple of hours in Bruges. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Marks out of 10?
11.
11 from Laura Kidd. So, I haven't got the camera out yet because, without sounding like a snob, it's going to look a lot better under the lights when it's completely pitch black. So I might do a couple of blue hour shots, and I'm thinking at about 7, half 7 when it's completely pitch black. I think that's going to be about the best time to do some shots. So meanwhile, we're going to have the horrible task of going to eat some amazing waffles, and we are also going to have to track down some amazing 9% Belgian beer while we wait for it to go dark. So yeah, have a nice trip. Life's tough. So it's now the evening, obviously, because you can see by the absence of daylight, and you can probably tell by my sarcastic tone that I'm also a couple of beers down. So this is rock and roll photography. So do as I say, not as I do. And I'm just walking around the square with Laura, who's absolutely freezing cold. And what I want to do is try and find a composition, because what I want to do, I want to photograph, obviously, the star of the show, which is the bell tower behind me. So I want to photograph that. However, dotted around the square are these little sort of Victorian-looking lampposts, and they're a little bit annoying because they're in sort of annoying locations. So I've got to try and find a way for them not to be too, what's the word, intruding in the picture. And as well, over my shoulder over here as well, I think that's the town hall, or I don't know what it is, but it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to try and get that in the shot as well. I think I'm going to get the 24 to 105 on. I haven't actually got the camera out the bag yet, so I don't know if that's not going to be wide enough. If it's not wide enough, then I'll get the Tokina on. I'll zoom all the way into 16mm because it's not a full frame lens. But if what am I doing?
You're like chopping your head off.
I'm not looking. Sorry if that was just pointing at my chest the whole time. I'm thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Thinking out loud. Yeah, I think I might put the wide lens on. That might push everything away. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Decided that I'm not going to get the wide lens out because if I get the wide lens out, everything that is in the background, obviously the bell tower and this town hall, will look too far away, and there'll be too much dead space because there's dead space in photography is basically the foreground that's got nothing going on. So what I'm going to do in the edit, I'm going to bring that out with hopefully some people on bicycles, that sort of thing, and I'm going to make light trails where the lights that I've been moaning about hopefully will help me out. So what I'm going to do, left to right panorama, it's going to be roughly a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a 4-shot panorama. So it's got to be obviously tripod mounted because this camera can't move a muscle, because obviously every exposure has to merge to the last. Bit of good news, we seem to have the monopoly on the best view in Bruges. Just have a look at that. This really is the postcard image every photographer wants to get, and we found it by accident, but Bruges isn't exactly New York City, so it's pretty easy to find. It's basically a corner of a canal, and there's an amazing tree here that's, I don't know if it's dead standing or what, but it's so gothic. And then there's obviously there's the bell tower in the background, some awesome images, and on top of that you've got the reflections in the water. So what I've done, I've decided to put the 24 on and 24-105, and I've just done a panorama with 2 images, left to right. Job's are good. I think we can pack up already. The focus is set to infinity. I've done 2 shots and I'm really happy, so I think we can go. Done. So far so good. I've just finished a shot which is around the corner of the canal, which is probably one of the most photographed areas of Bruges, which is a corner of the canal. I don't know any of the names of the buildings, but honestly, man, you've got to see this to believe it. It's so sexy. And I've just done I've actually done a 4-shot panorama. So imagine a 1, 2, 3, 4. I've just done one of them, just to make sure I've got everything in focus and I won't lose anything when when I put it into Photoshop. It might not. Sometimes when you put things in Photoshop, it gets rid of things because of when it adjusts the warp and the distortion. So I made sure I've done that, so that's the reason I've done it. And I'm really happy with that. I'm not so sure how the picture of the bell tower and the square is going to turn out, because that one's quite busy. I'm not too sure. But Laura, happy lady?
Very happy.
Yeah? Highlight of the day so far?
Probably seeing Bruges at night by the canal.
Bruges at night.
Pretty special.
Honestly, ridiculous. Amazing. I'm going to fold that down so I keep looking at myself. It is amazing, this place, isn't it? This town is ridiculous. It is so beautiful. We're stood outside. I don't know what the real name of it is called, but it's like the Church of the Holy Blood. Apparently Jesus Christ's blood was caught on a bit of fabric. I could be blaspheming here, but it's in that church. So Jesus Christ's blood is in there. I'm stood outside it, and you can go and touch it.
I'm gonna open the queue and touch it, which is what you do. Yeah? Yeah. Come. Do I have to? Do you have to? Oh, you don't have to.
I'm not a religious man, but for the crack, we might just go and touch Jesus Christ's blood tomorrow. Why? I can't think of a better.
You only live once.
You only live YOLO. So, and Jesus. But I was going to say that about Jesus, but he didn't. He lived twice. He got resurrected. Anyway, so enough religious comedy. We're going to meet Zizo now. And this is Zizo. Zizo is a legend. He's our host, our Airbnb host. If you need somewhere to stay in Bruges, this guy is your man. We're going to meet Zizo now for another drink, and then he's going to give us a lift home, and then tomorrow we're going to have a touristy day. So back on the beat today. After yesterday, I pretty much got the shots that I wanted to get. There's only 2 of them really. One was in the market square, and one of them was, I don't know the location of it, but it's a very well photographed spot in Bruges. There were about 4 or 5 photographers when I was there, but I had the monopoly. I managed to get the best area, which I was really pleased with. But I wasn't there too long. Because the light wasn't changing, it was pitch black, so I didn't stay there too long. I didn't want to take the Michael. So what we're doing today is we're gonna I've bought the camera, but I'm not really going to be using it that much. We're going to do a bit of climbing. We're going to go up this bad boy, and then we're going to do a few touristy things. And what I wanted to do today is just a little bit of street photography and see if I can capture Bruges in the day, which I don't think is very well documented really. So I'm going to be focusing on people and architecture really this afternoon, I think. And then this evening I'm probably going to be focusing on beer again. Beer and food, beer and waffles. But by the way, Bruges. Hey babe, hang on, here we go.
What?
Happy Valentine's Day. I've got lipstick on now.
Un peu plus loin ici, à votre droite, une très bel exemple d'une maison comme ça avec une façade en escalier. Et la date au-dessus des fenêtres 1675.
Big Bell. See you in Germany.